Hey everybody, it's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm turning my AC up to above 80 because I'm ready to guide y'all through a great super Tabata HIIT session. We're going to stick with doing some super sets. So I'm going to challenge your balance, going to challenge a little bit of your proprioception on some of the moves. So working to extend those arms and really keeping everything engaged. I recommend having some light to medium weights. So you're not thinking about the heaviest weights that you can use for the motion. I'm sure that you might be able to really press something heavy out in a tricep extension or a fly or a chest press, but I just want you to be using a medium weight today. Yeah, and really focus on that form especially. And just work to find a continuous movement. So we're not going to take a lot of breaks today. It's Tabata, so there's a 20-second break that's worked in between every 40-second movement. We're going to go right from one move to the other though. We've only got a 45-minute class total. It includes the warm-up and a cool-down. So really you're getting about 30-ish plus minutes of work. And we're here to work, right? So make sure you have that water. Make sure you get those weights. Bribe your pets, your kids, your roommates, your family, your friends, so that you can take this time for yourself. Here's some water, Uncle Buck. You're welcome. No, where did I put the water? Phew. It's a lot to remember. Oh, you know I'm looking for the other timer, guys. It's my personal Blue's Clues moment. Where did I put it? I really don't see it right now. Okay, it is what it is. All right, we got one more minute before we get started. Great opportunity to just get up from your chair, start to walk around, set your space up, set your mind up, start to change your breath. Because ready or not, here we come for this workout today. And no matter what, you're just going to do the best that you can with the body you have today, and you know that that's enough. It sure is. If you need to take extra breaks, you take extra breaks. And as always, we're going to, be changing the moves as we go through them. If you find that the increased challenge move is not working for you or your body today, then I want you to stick with the original motion that we found. Oh my gosh, I have a terrible cramp in my quad, but it is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Coming into our warm up as usual. We're just going to do some lateral side to side step taps and quad. Give ourselves some shoulder rolls. Start to focus on really pulling that core in, finding some length in your body, stretching up through the crown of your head towards the ceiling. So just taking any of that rounding out of your back that might have happened while you've been sitting at your computer today. Go ahead, change the direction of those shoulder rolls. Let's go ahead and switch into some arm pulls and some, oh my gosh, why do I always forget what these are called? Like kind of glute kickbacks. Awesome. You can focus on just doing a little hamstring curl. That's the name. Or you can get that additional glute kickback action, get a little bit more warm up in the glutes by pressing that heel away from you. Still working to pull those shoulder blades towards each other. Keep it up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it into more of a quad stretch. So just alternating between Yeah, taking a second to pull that knee back. Well, really just grab hold of your top of your foot and point that knee down towards the floor. If you can get it back a little bit more and still focusing on that opening of the hips, cool. Let's get 2 more on each side. We're gonna leave those legs alone for a second and focus on those arms. So just reaching towards the opposite side. Take a little gentle step tap. Now press through. Alternate arms. Find that rotation from your core. Arms out to the side. Just flap them up and down. Keep that chest open, back engaged. For 4, 3, 2, arms all the way up overhead. Here we go. Just like a walking jack. 1 more, 8 count. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're gonna go from air squat into a knee pull. Here we go. Squat, pull, squat, pull. So it can be a little mini squat, focusing on bringing the weight into your heels, sending those hips behind you. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Open those legs nice and wide. We're just going to alternate between some side lunges. You can challenge yourself a little bit more if you want to, staying low instead of standing up between each of them. But as you extend this leg, I want you to focus on pressing the outer edge of that foot into the floor. Keep it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's inchworm it out. Come to the end of your mat towel. We got a couple planks in today's warm-up, or workout, I should say. So let's go ahead, draw that belly in. Make sure your belly's pulled in tight as you hinge over. 1 more big stretch on the back of the legs. Go ahead and walk it forward. Shift the weight forward. Send those hips back. Walk it back in. Let's go for 5. Here we go. 5, 4. And if you finish earlier than I do, we're just going to hang out in a dangle. We're going to get that big stretch to the back of our legs. 3 more. Make sure you're taking a moment as you walk your hands out to move your glutes from being up towards the ceiling and to shift those shoulders forward. I think this is our last one. So as you finish, we're just going to hang out, shifting the weight into your heels. Maybe you're going to walk your hands to your feet to your hands this last time. Remember, you can bend your knees. You can bend one knee and then the other, especially if your calves are really tight, starting to come into your calves. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Keep those feet planted. Bend those knees generously and slowly roll yourself up. 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your arms down. Grab a quick sip of water if you want. We're going to come into our first move and we're going to need some weights. So we've got 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Remember, we're not lifting too heavy today. You still might need to change the weights that you're using just depending on how your body's feeling. We're going to go for a squat to overhead press. And I'm going to ask you to challenge yourself and think about how you normally do an overhead press. I typically like to do an overhead press with my palms facing in towards each other and my elbows drive straight up in a line overhead. I find it a lot more challenging though to do a press with my palms facing in and then pressing up. So today I'm going to challenge myself to the harder press, and I'm going to recognize that doing the harder press, I don't want to overcompensate by pressing up and finding an arch in the back, so I'm going to switch to a lighter weight just so I can get used to the movement a little bit more. So I want you to think about, how do you normally overhead press? Maybe you always do hands towards the front. Maybe you're like me. Try it out. We got 4 different rounds. I want you to find the way to challenge yourself the most. So we're squatting down with our weights towards our shoulders. And remember, if you have trouble with squats, if you find that you're squatting and your heels come off the floor and your knees come forward of your toes, then you get to sit in a chair and stand up from the chair as you press those arms up overhead. That's it. All right, that was a nice little break after our warm-up. First move starts in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Squat to overhead press. So feet are about hips width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider, but we have a pretty narrow grip here. I mean, a narrow stance. And I want you to focus on sending those glutes behind you. Maybe you even start to feel a little stretch in those glutes and you're not holding your breath. Your back is nice and flat. So you're not coming down, rounding down into your squat. That chest is open. And you also are making sure you're not overarching that back. So a slight tuck. Awesome, take your break. So if you're really pressing through your heels, as you drive up, it's gonna help you to get those arms up overhead. I'm gonna try a slightly heavier weight this second time around. We got 5 seconds till we start again, so set yourself up. 3, 2, 1. And remember, you can always use your couch to really sit back and then press up. Make sure, again, that you're not pressing up and overarching that back or pressing those hips forward as you press up. They can come forward slightly. Obviously, your hips are going to come forward just so you're in line. I just don't mean that you're pressing up and reaching back behind you. You are in control. That's why you're using that nice light weight to stay in control, to focus on that core engagement right here. One second left. Awesome. Take your quick little break. Take the weights out of your hand during the time that you have off. It's a break, so make it one. 2 more times through. Then we're going to go for a single leg balancing and do some Y raises, some scapular raises. Ready? Begin for those squats. Squat, press. Make sure you're sending those hips back and weight is in your heels. You might even feel as you come down to the squat like, oh no, I'm gonna fall down backwards. And I doubt that you are, but I want you to really reach those glutes back. Try to sit down as low as you can for your body today. So that might still be just a little mini squat. Might not be mini for you though. Everyone's progress is different. Every day is different. Take a break. Put those weights down during your break. One more time through. We'll let the timer finish beeping. And we'll come right into our single leg dumbbell scapulation. 3, 2, 1. Squats last time through. Squat, overhead press. Come on, y'all, we got this. You are amazing. Keep going. Hopefully you've got some music on. You can go the beat of the music. Might be a little faster than me. I think I move a little faster when I'm working out on my own with that music going. And also when I'm not talking. Talking makes it a lot harder, everyone. Yay! All right, so next up, single leg dumbbell scapulation. We're gonna start with our arms down by our side. As your arms raise, thumbs are facing up towards the ceiling. You can do this with bands, you can do this with weights. I'm gonna move to a lighter weight. Go ahead, grab yours. Decide which leg you're gonna balance on first. We're gonna balance on the same side 2 times. We start in 3, 2, 1. Begin. So balancing on one leg, draw that belly in, do that front Y raise. You might find that it's easier if you actually brace your leg against the other one. If you're really struggling with your balance, bring that opposite foot toe to the floor. You only need to bring this Y raise up to shoulders height. Make sure as you're bringing your arms up that your shoulder blades stay down and back so you're not raising your arms and bringing your shoulders to your ear. Make sure you're not locking out the standing leg as well. So you can take a slight bend in your knee. Awesome, take a quick break. Think about taking the weights out of your hand during the break. Wow, y'all, it is hot in here without air conditioning. We're gonna do the same leg again. Same leg again. Ready? 3, 2, 1, begin. So nice and big, wide to the side. Think about what's happening with your standing leg. If I don't intentionally focus on it, I will just jam my knee back and awkwardly put the weight in my foot. So I'm focusing on a little bit more weight in the heel. The same way that when you stand up out of a lunge, that you put so much weight in that front heel. It's basically what's happening on my standing leg. It's going to come into play for our next. Oh, I lied. I'm going to give you a break. Take a break. I'm going to give you a little break on those legs for the next move. We're going to get down to the floor for some chest press glute bridges. For now, switch to your opposite leg. Take that slight bend to your knee and focusing on pressing through the heel and under the balls of the feet. Not in the toes though. You're ready? Belly in, begin. So we've switched to the other side. So remember, both sides are not the same. If you find that you're doing this move and your ankle is wiggle wobble city, bring that opposite toe down towards the floor. Even just that big toe touching down towards the floor can really help you with balance. Otherwise, you got that slight bend in your standing leg knee. You're breathing. Exhale on the exertion. So as those arms raise. Yes, we got one more time on this side. Breathe it out. I'm just gonna put the weights down for a sec, shake my hands out, relax them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin. So you got that slight bend in your standing leg, lots of weight in the heel. You can challenge your abs a little bit more too if you want to, as we come towards the end here by bringing that knee towards the front. Staying as stable as you can. Balance is so important, y'all, especially as you get older. I know my dad's having some health issues right now, and my mom talks about how challenging it is to watch him struggle with his balance while he is going through some treatments. So practice it now. Awesome. So that as you continue to age, you can do the best you can. All right, we're gonna make our way down towards the floor. Bring some weights with you. We've got some glute bridges, and we're gonna start our glute bridge out with a chest press. If you can keep yourself off of the floor the whole time, if you can keep those hips high, great. But if you need to bring your glutes down and press up each time that you bring your arms up, that's okay too. Let's go ahead and lay down on the floor. Set yourself up so that your heels are just about under where your knees are going to be as you lift yourself up. We're just gonna press up a nice narrow chest press to begin with. You ready? In 3, 2, 1, begin. If you find this glute bridge is not working for you at all, because remember, you can always press up, go down, press up, go down. You can make any sort of combo that you want to, but if you can, keep lifting those hips and challenging your glutes, and then pressing right up over your chest. Knuckles up towards the ceiling. Palms facing in towards each other this time through. Next time through, we're gonna go for a wide chest press. So the heads of our dumbbells are going to be towards each other. Take a break. And our knuckles are going to face the wall. Wide press and then down. Still, same glute bridge though. Ready? Press yourself up. Start that wide press. Maybe you even get a little clink of those dumbbells right above you. These are the moments that I wish I had a bench. You can also do this on a step, like an aerobic step, so that you can get your arms to come a little bit lower than the floor and challenge yourself a little bit more in that range of motion. But for now, we're just gonna bring the challenge a little bit more towards the glutes, to finding stability through the lower half. Hopefully those glutes are starting to get a little tired here as well. Take a break, lower yourself down. Next up, we're going to go for a narrow chest press into, to a fly, into a chest fly. So press up, elbows slightly bend as you come out, back in, and down. Begin. Glute bridge, so up, depending on your weight now is going to, excuse me, dog's bed, is going to determine your speed, especially for your fly. If your weights are a little bit heavier, or if this is a motion that you're not used to, you're gonna have to take the time to control it a little bit more. Remember, a gentle bend of the elbow is totally cool. Palms are facing in towards each other and then up towards the ceiling. Come on back to the focus of that glute bridge. Can you squeeze them and lift those hips up a little bit higher? Drive those hips up. Equally press through your feet and then lower yourself down. We got one last move. You might need to separate your arms out this time because we're going to go for an overhead lat pullover. So you got a chest press and then one arm's going to tap back and then the other, or both arms can tap back at the same time. Back in and then press. Begin up in that glute bridge. Chest press, either one or both arms. Control, come over, tap those heads to the floor for your lat pullover and back to your chest press. Remember, if you need to lower your glutes down between each one, you are welcome to do that. If this glute bridge is not working for you, you can always be down here on the floor, just giving yourself a chest press, a lat pullover, and then back into the chest press. We're so close, everyone. Keep going. Awesome. Go ahead. Let it go. We're going to stay down on the floor for our next round. We've got push-ups. Yeah, right after those chest presses. Now we're going to turn over and use it. We're going to do two different types of push-ups. We're going to start off with a narrow push-up, and then we're going to open those arms or hands, palms a little bit wider and do a wide push-up. We'll do narrow, wide. Then we get to stand up again. Y'all ready for this? All right, remember you can do your push-ups on your knees, on your toes, on a combo of knees or toes. We got 40 seconds of work to go. Find a way to challenge yourself in 3, 2, 1. What does challenge yourself mean? Maybe you come on down on your knees, but you can press yourself up on your toes. However, everything lowers at the same time. So you're not doing the worm. If you find that you're doing the worm, you get to come on up here into tabletop or at least onto your knees so you can work on with this narrow stance and your elbows going back behind you. So a tricep focused push-up. You can still feel those triceps work right here. And you know I am, because I made it over 80 degrees in here during this last round. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Take a break, shake it out. Ooh, this quad still. Find any stretches that you want, because next up we're going to open it much wider. It's going to be a lot more challenging on the shoulders, which we've already gotten some work into today. So open those hands, palms wide. Maybe match with distance apart. Set yourself up. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Find that steady pace and keep going. Worst case scenario, you're hanging out. Similarly, in a plank, just working to stay lifted, as opposed to just resting on the floor. You can do this same wider stance, walking those hands in and just focusing on pressing through your palms and then control lowering yourself down. So still pressing through those palms. Even if on your knees for tabletop, you can fire up that back and feel it engage. Take a break. One more time through of each, coming back to that narrow push-up. Then we're going to stand up. Ready? 5 seconds till we get started, so get yourself in the position. That means hands, palms are close to the shoulders, and go for it. Narrower push-up. Elbows go directly behind you, and then press back up. I can't lie, everyone. I don't love push-ups. But you know why I don't love them? Because I think I'm not good at them. So you know what I can do to be better? Them. You gotta do them. However, those other moves we were doing today, that chest press is going to improve our push-up as well. And we're working our triceps here, and we're going to work our triceps a little bit, take a break, in our next move also. So everything works together. I promise one day they'll get easier. Nice and wide now. Get ready for that wide grip push-up. Hands, palms are about in line with the chest on when you're down. Ready? Go for it. I'm going to stay on my knees. Use that breath. 10 seconds down. We get to stand up after this for the next 2 moves, but then we're going to finish with some planks. So push through this right here. It's going to set you up for success later. 10 seconds left right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Grab yourself a quick sip of water as you stand up. Next up, we have some Romanian deadlifts. I'm so nice. Romanian deadlifts. All right, we've got some different moves that we're going to add in to this circuit of Romanian deadlifts. So as you bring a weight along, I want you to really think about that. Here's what's going to happen. Round 1, we're going to go for a Romanian deadlift with the row. That's it. Round 2, we're going to add in a tricep extension. Round 3, we're going to add in a fly. And round 4, we're going to add in a row and fly. We're going to do it all. We're amazing. All right, y'all, you ready? So starting off with just the row. Grab your weights. Remember, you might need something lighter for round 2 when we add in that tricep extension. Oh, I guess my assistant Linda's not going to start the timer for me. We start in 3, 2, 1, begin. Now remember, for this RDL, you want your legs as straight as they can be. The straighter they are, the more challenging it's going to be, but it's okay to take a bend in your knees. You're trying to reach down. Oh, I forgot the row. As we're hinged forward, row. And you can row to whichever height you want. Maybe you're going for a low row. Maybe you're going for that wide grip row. Maybe you're switching it up each time. If you need to, if your weights are super heavy, if you're feeling really challenged, you can also row one arm at a time. Great. Now we're going to add in a tricep extension with that row. So in the next round, you're going to hinge forward, row with elbows high, extend behind you, bring it back in and down. You ready? Make sure you have that nice flat back as you extend. 3, 2, 1, begin. Hinge forward, belly in tight. Find that row, extension. In, down, lift yourself up, row. Extension, in, down. So again, depending on how light your weights are, if all you have are really light weights, you still might be able to move through this a little more quickly than I can, and that's totally okay too. I want you to really focus on in this row, getting those elbows high, particularly for that tricep extension that follows it. 3 seconds left. Ugh. Awesome. Take your break. So next up, we're going to find that Romanian deadlift. Hinge forward, and with that flat back, turn the palms in towards each other. Find a nice big fly, a little bit higher than you might have been rowing those weights. Gonna get some lighter weights. 3, 2, begin. So hinge forward, flat back, elbows can bend, and then lift yourself up. If the weights that you have are too heavy, if you're really struggling right here, put the weights down completely, find that squeeze of the shoulder blades, and then stand yourself up. Maybe you can even send those hips back a little bit further. Get your back a little bit flatter, which is going to make this row challenging as well. Make sure that you're not rounding that back, so extending through your lower back a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Next up, we're going to get a row, a fly. Let's add in a second row and then stand up. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So make sure you are really feeling this Romanian deadlift. Row, eyes down on the floor, fly. One more row, and then you stand up. We're hanging out in it for a little bit longer, so you should feel those hamstrings starting to fire up. I got confused there. As you take this hinge. Row, fly, row. Yes, 15 seconds left. Just finding what works for you, trying some different heights for these rows. 3, 2, 1. You made it. All right, let's put these weights to the side. We don't need them for our last 2 moves. Next up, we have a single leg squat with touchdown. Don't be too intimidated. It's basically like a lunge. Or think of it like a Romanian deadlift. I just want you to squat and touch down towards the floor. So from the side, I have one leg behind me. I'm bending my knee. My glutes are slightly going back as I work to touch down to the floor. Lift myself up. You can challenge your abs by doing a knee drive. If you can't squat down with the opposite leg off the floor, bring the back toe behind you, and just make sure as you come down that you're not bringing the weight forward, the knee's not going past the toe. So the same sort of great form that we have in our regular squat. We're gonna be a little mean. We're gonna do one leg twice, and then we're gonna do the opposite leg twice. Y'all ready for this? We start in 3, 2, 1. Begin. So either floating that back leg back, you can even extend it gently behind you. Remember, knee drive to work the abs. Or you're keeping that back toe planted on the floor so you can squat down. And maybe you're just standing up. If you have that back toe down, as you stand up, make sure that you're pressing through your front leg heel. That you're not just pressing through that back toe that's on the floor. I know it's tempting. You got 10 seconds left right here. Oh, I forgot that knee drive. All right. You made it. All right, let me give you another option to challenge your proprioception and balance a little bit more. So this time as you tap down to the floor, lift yourself up, elbow to opposite knee, finding a little bit more through the obliques. Just an option, not for everyone. You ready? Weight in your heel. Begin. Single leg squat, touchdown, knee drive, elbow to knee. Look. Find one spot to put your eyes in front of you. So you continue to focus your eyes and to focus on the weight through the standing leg heel. Oh my gosh. 20 seconds left, y'all. Ooh, sorry. Sorry, leg. I'm gonna have to shake it out for a second. Last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, that was hard. That was hard with that extra twist. All right, we're switching to the opposite leg. We're starting easy, just the squat touchdown. Don't go for the twist until round 2. We only have one more move after this. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Remember, both sides of the body are not the same. So you might find that you have to bring that opposite toe down behind you. But if you brought that toe down, remember you're pressing up through your front leg heel. And then enjoying that knee drive as you can. Yes, we're so close. 10 seconds left right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But bam, bam, bam. One more time through. 20 seconds to just shake it out. Maybe pound it out just a little bit. Same leg, finishing off with that second leg. Remember, option to add in this little twist with your knee drive. Go for it. Wait a minute. I think it's this leg. No, it's this leg. We're already 10 seconds in. Halfway, you know the move, so challenge yourself to just keep going. Find that steady pace. What can you do today? Oh my gosh. Three, 2, 1. Okay, grab a quick sip of water. Not too much though, because next up we're coming down to the floor. It's going to be slight sweat city because we got a round of planks. And this is our last move for today. You're welcome. So 4 more minutes of work. And then we've got plenty of time to stretch. Come on down to your mat. We're going to start off with a static plank. First up, static plank, and then plank with shoulder taps. As we do the shoulder taps, do your best to not rock that body side to side, keeping your hips and your chest squared to the floor as we just tap the shoulder. But first up is just a plank. I say just a plank as if they're not challenging. They are. I think they're hard. Let's sweat it out in 3, 2, 1. Now it's your choice. I'm going to do my plank on my forearms since I know that we have the plank shoulder taps coming up after this, and I'm going to be on my wrist for the plank shoulder taps. Make sure that you aren't shifting your hips up towards the ceiling, so you're bringing that weight forward. Shoulders are on top of elbows. If you find those hips are going back, just keep bringing them back forward. You got 15 seconds left. Bring your eye gaze forward of your fingertips slightly. 5, 4, 3, 2, take a break. Awesome. Next up, plank with shoulder tap. If you can't do the plank, you can always just be on your knees and practice with the shoulder tap, or challenge yourself a little bit more with that forward reach, which is going to work your back more. Ready? Great. You can always open your feet for a slightly more stable stance. Make sure that that weight is still shifted forward. I've got some amazing news for y'all. Oh, careful. It's that we're halfway through these planks with shoulder taps. Worst case scenario, you're just hanging out in this static plank again. Five seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Bring those knees down. Shake it out one more time through of each. That's all I'm asking of you. I know it's hard, but you know you're worth it. So don't quit right now. If you need to bring a knee down to the floor, bring that knee down. Take a second, but come back to the move as fast as you can. Begin. Keep that weight shifted forward. Keep that back engaged. Belly in. 10 seconds down. Keep breathing. Make sure you're not holding your breath. We've made it to the last 10 seconds. Stay with me right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, take your break. Oh my gosh, we're so amazing. Schwitzy, schwitzy, schwitzy. Last time through, planks with shoulder tap. We're just planking it out. Well, we have so much time, y'all. 3, 2, 1. Come on into it. Worst case scenario, remember, we're just planking. Halfway. You're so amazing. You've got this. You have 10 seconds left from right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work. Oh, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to just walk around, catch your breath, start to bring that heart rate down. And then we've got 5 amazing minutes to stretch together. So don't just sit on the floor. Get up. Get up, move around. Focus on your breath. Bring your heart rate down. Starting an honest 2-minute timer. Make use of the space that you have. I don't have a lot of space, so I'm just gonna walk in a circle. I'm gonna sidestep a little. Wow, did anyone watch the amazing Olympic dancing, swim dancing video that I posted? I would love to do a workout with those ladies. I'll tell you what, I don't think I would make it, but like, that's okay, because sometimes you gotta struggle. If the workout always feels, that was easy, was that even a workout? It's, the word work is in there. And how frequently is work fun? Definitely not always. I tell you what, sometimes it's fun. I'm really lucky because this is part of my job and I love doing this. But, you know, there's a lot of time that I sit at the desk, and I'll be real, I hate doing that. I hate sitting at a desk. Oh my gosh. It's like brain suckers, but they're not working. I hate sitting at a desk. All right, we got 45 more seconds to just shake it out, have some fun, slow it down now. We're just moving, just doing whatever we want in case you're tuning in like, what's happening right now? You're dancing without music. Yes, I am. Yes, I am, because I'm here, we're working out, and I'm having a good time. Bringing my heart rate down. Bring it down now. All right, y'all, so it's time for our final 5 minutes of stretching. So if you somehow found your way back to your feet, please join me. I mean, to your seat, find your way to your feet. Let's go ahead and just swing our arms here. Draw that belly in, so make sure you're not overarching your back right here, even when you swing those arms. But I want you to focus on pulling your shoulder blades together and bringing those pinkies as close towards each other as you can. For 3, 2, 1, cross one arm over the body. Make sure you're not pulling directly at the elbow, either above or below. Allow that shoulder to draw forward. Feel that big stretch coming down your back. Got a lot of shoulder work in there, especially at the end, finishing up with those planks. And we started with them too, with those overhead presses. 2 more big breaths right here. Open those arms really wide. Go ahead, get the opposite side. Ooh, yeah, that felt really good. Awesome, relax your arms. Now let's give ourselves some big hip circles. I want you to bring your hands to your hips and really find some big hip circles. All the way forward and then all the way back. Maybe even hinge forward a little bit. The kind of moves that, you know, if you were a kid and you saw your parent doing this, you'd be like, oh, you're so embarrassing. We're doing those. Opposite direction. Feels good in those glutes though, doesn't it? Great. Go ahead, take a nice staggered stance. Take a bend in your front knee and press through that back heel. Nice stretch into your calf. Interlace your fingers, pull your shoulder blades together. Stretch those knuckles towards the back of the room. Let's come into some humble warrior here too. So taking a hinge forward, coming into a bit more of a flat back, still pressing through that back heel though. Big stretch through the back leg. Awesome. Release your hands. Step your back foot in. Shift the weight into it. Flex the toes of your front foot to your face. Big stretch through the hamstring of the opposite leg. Oh, yeah. Getting that calf right now, too, of the same leg we're getting the hamstring in, especially if you lifted your toes up off the floor and flexed them towards your face. Bring both feet together. Take a generous bend of your knees. Shift the weight to your heels. Slowly round yourself up. Awesome. Let's switch those feet. So opposite foot steps forward. Step the other leg back. Press through that back heel. Interlace your fingers in front of you. Press those knuckles forward. Tuck your chin gently towards your chest. Take a couple nice deep breaths right here. Release your hands, step your back foot in slightly, shift the weight, so a bend in that back knee, flex the toes of your front foot up towards your face and press your heel into the floor to get that stretch into your calf and in your hamstring. Still enjoying a delightfully flat back. Waka, waka, waka. I feel like I've got like bird flap arms here. All right, bring the 2 feet together, bend those knees again, send your hips up towards the ceiling and your hands down towards the floor. If you can't totally grab the floor, that's okay. I want you to just bend one knee and then the other. Shift the weight. Get that stretch through those hips again. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Heel toe those feet out nice and wide, wider than shoulders width distance apart. Keep your left hand on the floor, send your right arm up towards the ceiling. Get a nice total body stretch into those inner thighs now as well. A little in the outer thighs, glutes, switch. Oh, feels so good. Awesome, release your hands down towards the floor. Walk your hands over to your right leg. And just gently kind of sway in that direction. Walk your hands over to your left leg. Just gently pull your body to and from that direction. Good. Walk your hands back to center. Heel toe your feet back in closer towards each other. Maybe shoulder width distance apart still. Shift the weight to your heels, bend your knees and transfer your hands to your thighs. Drop your left shoulder forward. Still sending those hips back. Don't let those knees come too far forward. Drop your right shoulder forward. Drop your chest down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. A little bit of cow. A little bit of cat. One more time. Oh, something popped. Felt amazing. A little bit of cow. Stretch through those glutes. A little bit of cat. And then slowly roll yourself up. One vertebrae at a time. Inhale those arms up overhead. Step your feet together. Stretch up. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Stand here for just a couple seconds in your breath. Just take some stillness before you move on to the rest of the day. Think about what you came to class for today. Bring a smile to your face. Be so proud of yourself for simply showing up. It's so big. It's definitely a start, and it only gets better from here. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I said or we did, please let us know. Have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever day it is that you join me. Can't wait to see you again soon.